Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me again for another 3D video in Blender. Today we're going to be continuing the space exploration series by modeling a moon base habitat type structure on our planet that we created earlier in the series. So if you want to follow along, go ahead and open up a brand new Blender session and we'll get started. So the first main group of objects that we're going to be modeling for the space base or the moon base or the habitat is going to be the central area in the middle. This is probably going to be like a cylinder with a dome-ish cone type roof on it. And we'll also model a couple of tube type hallways or walkways that are going to extend from that out into different areas of the base. So this is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to be importing some primitives and, like always, just manipulating some of the edges, vertices, and faces. So now that we have a couple of structures for our base, let's go ahead and add a launch and landing pad for our ship. This is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to create a cylindrical launch pad bordered by maybe a couple of lights and a couple of other details. I think this is looking pretty good. So the next thing that we need to do is add some communications equipment to our base, and that's so that our character can either communicate with mission control or communicate with ships outside of the planet that we're on right now. So I think we'll add an antenna and maybe even a rotating satellite dish. So for this satellite dish, I think I'm going for kind of a curved rectangle shape. And I'll do that by adding in a UV sphere and taking out all the parts that basically don't make that curved strip. Is create some way for the base to generate electricity. We can't run our communications equipment unless we have some kind of power. So we're going to do that by creating some solar panels. And this is going to be really simple. We're basically talking about some flat rectangles, maybe some legs for the stands, and maybe some insets on those rectangles to give it that solar cell array look. That was pretty simple. So the last structure that we're going to put in our base is a greenhouse. So basically all I'm going to do is add an icosphere, cut it in half, and then maybe add some type of structure to it. Thing to do is my favorite part, which is adding color to our model. Call it there with this model. Now, I'd really love to know what you guys would add to your moon bases. If you have any thoughts, please leave that down in a comment below. Also, don't forget to check me out on Twitter and Instagram, where I'm adding animations and renders of all the models that I have on the channel. If you got something out of this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.